Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 38th favorite dad in the family community, Papa West, Jacob West, here for another exciting episode of TMG Takes the Field, the weekly show where we talk about sports, mainly football, but again, we do a little bit more than football because it's still baseball season. Go away, Microsoft Teams. I don't need a notification for Microsoft Teams. Baseball playoffs is going on. It's October time. We do have it's the AL and NLDS, the divisional series. We have the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Game going on right now. Blue Jays are up 5-1. We're in the top of the ninth inning. Right now, Toronto has a series lead 2-1. So if the Yankees want to have a chance in that series, they got to win tonight. Get some runs. They have 3 outs to do it. We also have the Phillies and Dodgers. Phillies are up 3-1. That game is in the bottom of the 4th. But the Dodgers do have a 2-0 series lead. So very similar. If the Phillies want to stay alive, they probably got to win tonight. We have the Mariners and Tigers. Currently, that is a 2-2 series. And then we do have the Cubs and the Brewers. The Brewers are up 2-1. Cubs actually won today to kind of keep them alive. So we will continue to follow the playoffs in the wonderful world of baseball. Because ESPN's app is wanting to work right now, as far as college football goes, we had a very exciting week last week. BYU beat West Virginia. Ohio State beat Michigan. Oklahoma beat Kent State. Texas A&M beat Mississippi State. Penn State losing again to UCLA. Big upset there. Another big upset. Florida beat Texas. We had Texas Tech beating Houston. Georgia beating Kentucky. Cincinnati beating Iowa State in another big upset. Michigan beating Wisconsin. Notre Dame beating Boise State. Illinois beating Purdue. Virginia beating Louisville. And then a couple of ranked versus ranked matchups. Alabama, Vanderbilt, because that's only ranked versus ranked this year. Alabama getting the win 30-14. And then Miami beating Florida 28-22. As far as our rankings go, Ohio State is still number 1. Miami has moved up to number 2. Oregon dropped down to number 3. Ole Miss is at 4. Texas A&M's at 5. Oklahoma is at 6. Indiana's at 7. Alabama's at 8. Texas Tech is at 9. Georgia's at 10. LSU's at 11. Tennessee at 12. Georgia Tech at 13. Missouri at 14. Michigan at 15. Notre Dame at 16. Illinois 17. BYU 18. Virginia 19. Vanderbilt 20. Arizona State 21. Iowa State 22. Memphis 23. South Florida 24. Florida State 25. And 2 teams were ranked, no longer ranked, and that is Texas and Penn State. Both top 10 schools, both dropping out of ranked. As far as this upcoming week goes, we do have Friday night South Florida taking on North Texas, and then Saturday some great games. Ohio State taking on Illinois in a ranked versus ranked, 1 versus 17. Number 8 Alabama versus 14 Missouri. We also have Florida State hosting Pittsburgh, Ole Miss hosting Washington State, Indiana and Oregon. Red River rivalry. Oklahoma is taking on Texas. Georgia Tech taking on Virginia Tech. Notre Dame is taking on NC State. Iowa State's traveling to Colorado. Tennessee is taking on Arkansas. Texas A&M is taking on Florida. Texas Tech is taking on Kansas. Georgia's traveling to Auburn. Michigan's traveling to USC. LSU has South Carolina. BYU is traveling to Arizona. And Arizona State is traveling to Utah. Cannot wait to see a couple of those games. As far as NFL went last week, we did have a really good game Thursday. I will call it a surprising game just because I was not expecting one team to do what they did. We did have the 49ers beating the Rams 26-23 Thursday night in overtime, which I will say, thank you, Rams, for having a want to win the game, unlike the Packers last week. And then for Sunday, we had the Vikings beating the Browns in London 21-17. Broncos beat the Eagles 21-17. Texans beat the Ravens 44-10. Saints beat the Giants 26-14. Cowboys beat the Jets 37-22. Colts beat the Raiders 40-6. Panthers beat the Dolphins 27-24. Buccaneers beat the Seahawks 38-35. Titans, in a miracle, I must say, beat the Cardinals 22-21. Commanders beat the Chargers 27-10. Lions beat the Bengals 37-24. Patriots pulled off a great upset Sunday night, beating the Bills 23-20. And then Monday night's very exciting game. I couldn't stay on my feet, just like Trevor Lawrence. Jaguars beat the Chiefs 31-28 in a very exciting game. As I bring in everybody's favorite starch, Tato. Tato, how's it going?
Doing great. Was totally prepared for this show the whole time. Definitely didn't just see the link and click it and not even think what the link was about. Anyway, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Any thoughts that you want to add to last week's games?
As I thought when I first returned home, to the state home Minnesota, to the old Central Time Zone. Me being in California, the only thing holding the Bears back, the Bears still have yet to lose a game since I have returned home. So,
in other big news, they didn't lose their bye week, which happens every single year due to poor time management. Very excited that they didn't lose. I can't say the same. But I will say, while my team did not win, I definitely won the week. I finished with an 8-6 record for predictions. Tato, you know how you said this is the week where either there's going to be a good separation or I regain the lead.
Yeah.
I didn't regain the lead. Nice. But I tied it up. You finished at 4-10. Kayla going 5-9 with a 36% accuracy, making her fourth on the list of our celebrity guest pickers. But she beat you, so that's all that matters, right? You're at 4-10, making our records. Again, I tied it up. We are sitting at 45-33 as far as predictions go. So, before we predict this upcoming week, I have to bring in our celebrity guest picker. You've seen him all over the leagues, and you've also seen him compete in lights out for a championship twice, I think. We have Jeremy Potters. Jeremy, how's it going?
It's going good, guys. Thanks for having me. Finally, we've been trying to do this for a couple of weeks, and I was finally able to get on. Internet issues, looming potentially, but we're good right now. No, this is great. It's a tough time to be a Ravens fan. I'll just lead with that. Things are not going well, but it's okay because it's a great time to be an Indiana fan. So I don't know. I think that's how you can tell we're in the wrong timeline, is that the premier program at Indiana is the football team. Universe is wild right now.
Except for that 169-year-old truck driver Indiana fan. Not a great time to be that guy.
Yeah, well.
You can't all be winners. But any thoughts that you want to add to last week's games? Any game.
The Titans-Cardinals game is some of the most hilarious shit I've seen in a long time. In a bad way.
All I could hear is the Benny Hill theme.
Pretty much. Yeah, there's some Keystone Cops, just, I don't know, guys making the worst decision at the exact time they need to do it is pretty wild. And on the opposite side of that, looking just as silly, but winning the game with it, the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's as equally a goofy-looking play, except he got up and scored a touchdown and was a hero and wasn't a doofus for once. So, shout out to those guys. I'm almost on the Jags bandwagon. The AFC South is a lot of fun this year.
It's some shit.
It's crazy.
Pretty wild.
No, the meme that constantly spreads where it shows two plays and it's this play resulted in a touchdown, this one didn't. When DeMarcado is fully across the goal line, except for the hand with the ball in it, you gotta be smarter, dude. No, and then that interception fumble recovery to score to win was crazy. And then Trevor Lawrence having the absolute worst game-winning drive, but at the same time the absolute best game-winning drive. Getting sacked, then having a phenomenal throw, making a delay of game, a weird screen that went nowhere, a weird pass interference call, and then tripping just to break 4 tackles and get in the end zone. Wild week. But we shall see if this upcoming week is going to be as wild. I doubt it, but one can only hope, right? Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
All right, so let's get into it. First off, we have our Thursday night game, which I didn't write in my notebook. I'm going to fix that quickly. We have the Eagles traveling to New Jersey to take on the Giants. Both teams on a short week as they played Sunday morning, afternoon. Philadelphia is a 7.5 point favorite. I get to go first because this is my team. Nakobe Dean is projected to make his season debut. And if he does, I feel sorry for that Giants team. I feel sorry for the Giants team regardless because the Giants are just so bad. They lost to the Saints when everyone hoped that they were going to turn it around. This is not going to be a fun game for Jackson Dart. It's actually going to be pretty close because all Thursday games are. But no, Eagles coming out on top, righting the wrong. Tato, what about you?
Kevin Smith is from New Jersey. I haven't talked about him on a show in a minute, so just filling out some legal requirements there. That said, I will take the Eagles.
All right. And Jeremy, what do you think?
I think it's a division game, and those are always you never really know. And I like that, I like Cam Scatterbo. I like that he wants to run through people's skulls. I'm going to take the points and take the Giants.
Yeah, Cam Scatterbo is playing football right now like CTE is a grand prize.
Also, just to be clear, this is a flat pick show.
I'll take it. I'll still take the Giants.
Okay.
It's Thursday night. You know what I mean?
I'm about to say, Brandon Cohen, when he was doing it, there were a couple times like, I think they're going to cover. Like, okay, well, who do you think is going to win? Because while we talk about the spread and betting a little bit, we're not a betting
trained.
Yes. All right. So next we have the London game. The Broncos, coming off a win, are taking on the Jets, who have yet to win. Jets are the first team in NFL history to go 0-5 without causing a turnover, which is crazy because you think about the Jets and you think this team has had to do that like 12 times in the last 13 years, right? Apparently, no. Tato, we're going to have you go first. What are your thoughts? Who's going to win this game?
I will take the Broncos here.
All right. And Jeremy.
Broncos by 50.
No, I will say it would be a very Jets thing to go 1-16 this year, and their one win is the game in London.
Yeah.
And it's
yes.
I'm not gonna lie, it's taking everything in me not to say that.
Who's listed as the home team? Can I ask who's losing the home game?
The Jets are listed as the home.
Yeah,
team.
That would be great.
Yes,
yes.
Their one home win is not at home. It's 3,000 miles away from their
Fantastic.
home. And I will say, if the Jets were playing almost any other team, I would probably be riding this train. Unfortunately, this Broncos team is really good. I predicted, I don't remember if they were my AFC East winners or second place, but I predicted them to make the playoffs. I think this is a playoff team easily. I think this is a very easy win for the Broncos. I'm not going to say by 50, but I'll say by 49. I think that's a more conservative answer there. Next, we have going to our 1:00 games. I have the Browns traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Steelers are 6.5 point favorites. Jeremy, we're going to start off with you. Who do you think is going to get this win?
The Steelers, like the Browns are gonna have like the curse of Flacco on them now. Like trade your a quarterback within your division, even if it is hilarious. Like you don't do that. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers, keep rolling, buddy.
I will say the most hysterical thing about the whole Brown situation is that Shadur Sanders is still quarterback number 3 after trading 2 quarterbacks in front of him, demoting a starting quarterback. They have signed Bailey Zappi, and they are talking about having him be the second string quarterback just to keep Shadur as the number 3.
Oh my God.
That is the true joke of the Cleveland Browns franchise. Again, this is going to be a division game, so I think it will be closer than 6.5. But I still just have more faith in the Steelers right now. I'm also going Steelers and Tato.
I will take Pittsburgh, but I will also say, don't worry, play Zappy.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have the Chargers are traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Right now, Chargers are 3.5-point favorites. I will go first on this one. Chargers trying to stop this losing streak. They've lost 2 straight. Still having issues with that offensive line. Joe Alt still questionable. Mekhi Becton is still questionable. And Omarion Hampton has been placed on the IR. So they're down to their 3rd string running back. I think the Dolphins have been playing a lot better in these last 3 weeks as opposed to how they started off the season. So this is one that I went back and forth on. In fact, I did write down a team and I scribbled them out and wrote the other team. And the team that I wrote second, who I do think is going to win, I think the Dolphins pull this one out. Tato, who do you have on this one?
Yeah, I'm definitely tinkering on this one. I'm just gonna lean on the Chargers here. Like because I'm on the fence, I'm gonna go with the Vegas guys. Those guys are pretty all right at their job sometimes.
All right. And Jeremy, who do you have in this one?
I think I'm going to lean Chargers. Like you said, the Dolphins have played better lately, but still don't think they're good. And like Tua's one sneeze away from like being in a coma. So yeah.
I mean, one sneeze away from being in a coma, but they still have good weapons around whoever that backup will be. Next, we have the Patriots. Yeah, the Patriots traveling to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Patriots are 3.5-point favorites. Tato, we go to you first on this one.
All righty, I will take New England here. I think they are somewhat for real. I don't know how for real, but I don't know if they're like Connor for real, but.
And Jeremy, what is your pick on this one?
Who'd you say it was? Patriots and who?
Patriots at Saints.
Oh, yeah, for sure the Patriots. Like they're scrappy. The Saints are not good. Like, they're not Jets bad. They have a lot of really good players, but they're not a good team. So, but yeah, and I've come full circle on the Patriots. Like I liked them when I was younger, and then I hated them through the super successful Belichick Brady dynasty. And now that Belichick is off struggling at UNC real bad, I've come back around to see like kind of rooting for him and hating the Bills now. So yeah, good. Go get another.
Definitely. I'm very I have a weird relationship with the Patriots right now because I did predict them at the beginning of this year. I don't remember if I had them in the playoffs or if I had them missing it by like one game, but I definitely had them at a barely 500 record, and they've either played great or horrible. I mean, they turned the ball over 5 times against the Steelers. What in the world, guys? But that being said, they're going up against the Saints. The big question is how much does Travion Henderson play? Because even when Antonio Gibson tears his ACL, they still find a way not to put Travion in there. I do think, though, that this team is good enough to handle the Saints, regardless on who that running back is. I also have the Patriots winning this one. Next, we have the Rams traveling to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Rams are 7.5-point favorites. Jeremy, we go to you first. Who's your pick on this one?
I mean, I'm gonna hope my boys could pull it out. If we lose by 30 again, I'm not gonna be surprised, but I'm not gonna pick against my Ravens.
That's definitely smart. I've unfortunately had picked against my team, and it bit me in the butt.
And the joys of being a guest host.
Yes.
You get to just throw it out there. Like,
yeah.
We can't pick the Eagles and Bears every week, particularly not Bears.
I will say, again, Lamar is questionable with his knee injury. So still not sure if it's going to be him or if Cooper Rush gets his second start in there. But, I mean, the Rams are traveling. So most West Coast teams struggle when they have that early game against an East Coast team. But the Rams also had a long week of rest because they played Thursday night. I am giving the edge to the Rams on this one. Tato, what's your pick on this?
I will go with LA here.
All right.
I might have 30 catches.
And because he's on a couple of my fantasy teams, I hope he does.
For sure.
Yep. All right. Next, we have the Cardinals are traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Colts are 7.5-point favorites. I'm going to go first on this one. The Cardinals have had a pretty successful season by the skin of their teeth. It's crazy how they keep every game close, whether it's a horrible team or whether it's a great team. The Colts, on the other hand, are literally one stupid fumble away from being an undefeated team. And they have been playing like an undefeated team. I am going to give it to the Colts on this one. Tato, who's your pick?
Yeah, I'm starting to think the Colts might be for real. Again, though, now that I've said that, I will surely hex them into oblivion, much the way I did multiple teams last week. With that said, I will indeed take Indianapolis.
All right. And Jeremy, what's your pick on this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Colts. Like I believe in Danny Dimes. I don't know what to say. After I saw Rich Eisen run down like the crazy stats, like to start the first 4 games of quarterbacks that have never, like, he's the only guy to ever do all these insane things to open a season. I was like, oh shit, okay, yeah, he's obviously good. He's gonna keep leading them. They're gonna roll.
Yeah, I mean, Shane Steichen was able to get Nick Foles to a Super Bowl, so that's got to tell you something, right?
Yeah.
Next, we have the Seahawks traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jags. Jags are 1.5-point favorites. Tato, we're going to you first on this one.
Yeah, this one's definitely a thinker. I'm going to give it to Jacksonville at home.
All right. And Jeremy, who's your pick on this?
I hope they win in another hilarious circus clown shoe type fashion. I'll take the Jags.
All right. And as soon as I said it, I remembered Shane Steichen was Jalen Hurts' offensive coordinator, not Nick Foles' offensive coordinator. I have to get that bad juju out. So still great offensive coordinator, turning out to be a pretty good head coach, at least this year.
Yeah.
Last year, not. We won't talk about last year. I'm gonna go with the same sentiment. I have been rooting for the Jags basically every week this year. I don't know why, because I'm not a Jags fan, but just something about this team and Duval is just making me believe, I guess. I have the Jags winning as well. Next, we have the Cowboys traveling to North Carolina to take on the Panthers. Dallas is a 3.5-point favorite. Jeremy, who is your pick on this one?
I don't know. It's going to be the unwatchable game of the week, probably, like the one that's not going to be fun to look at. I don't know. For shits and giggles, I'll take the Panthers. They're at home. Maybe we'll get another tie.
I've always wanted to see that year where a team gets like multiple ties, and then the unforeseen year when a team goes 0-0 and 17 and somehow just ties every single game. It's like, when that happens, do they get the number 1 overall draft pick, or are they the number 1 seed in the playoffs? Makes you think.
I do believe the answer is no.
No, it doesn't happen. This is another one.
Like, I think what actually would happen would be like they would be somewhere like they would be 500 effectively is how that would be treated. I'm pretty sure.
And the NFL would change the rules.
What would happen? What would happen is if the NFL catches wind of it and a team has like 3 ties to start out the season, they're gonna be calling up the refs of each game, like, don't let them tie again. I don't care what happens. They cannot tie anymore.
It's probably good.
Yeah. But no, this is a game I kind of went back and forth on because the Cowboys have been very susceptible to good run games. And I'm not saying Rico Dowdle is a great running back, but we just saw him run for over 200 yards against the Dolphins defense. And the Dolphins have a pass rusher in Bradley Chubb, and the Cowboys don't have a pass rusher. I mean, imagine if they had a guy like Micah Parsons. Be a crazy defense there.
Imagine.
And this is kind of a revenge game for Rico Dowdle, who was on the Cowboys previously. But at the same time, I gave it to the Cowboys, and it hurts me inside because I've seen the Panthers be great and beat the Falcons 30-0 and have this great comeback against the Dolphins that happened last week. But I've also seen them lose to the Patriots like 45-17 and do absolutely nothing. And while I love the Panthers, I don't love the Panthers, but they were my pick to win the division this year. I can't go with them. So I'm going with the Cowboys. Tato, what's your pick?
Yeah, I'm going to go Dallas here as well. I think they're going to end up at that magical 8-1 because Dallas is just the ultimate symbol of mediocrity.
Yep. All right, next we move on to the 4 o'clock games. We have one game at 4:05, and that is the Titans are traveling to Vegas to take on the Raiders. Raiders are 4.5-point favorites. I'm going first on this one. And Jeremy, I need to correct something you said. You said that the Panthers and Cowboys was the unwatchable game. This is
my statement. Yes.
This is the unwatchable game. My biggest question mark is Brock Bowers playing? He suffered a PCL strain, I believe, like first or second game of the season, which did sideline him last week. And so if he plays, maybe they score 2 touchdowns. But something's just telling me that the Titans don't have it figured out, but they're in the process of figuring it out. And I think in a very weird game, the Titans pull this one out. Tato, what's your pick?
I will take Sneaky Pete versus the rookie at home.
All right, and Jeremy.
I'll take the Raiders, I guess. I feel like this is a game where like it's kids playing like in the lawn, and you just, instead of watching, you just yell at them to keep it down and then ignore it for the rest of the day. But this might be one of those games that gives us those great highlights like we had this week.
Yeah.
Like, might get something weird and goofy. That's what I want.
This is actually going to be like the highest scoring game all week. We're going to remember this game at the end of the season. Next, we have at the 4:25 games. First one is the 49ers traveling to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers, a very rare East Coast mid-afternoon game. Buccaneers are 2.5-point favorites. Tato, who is your pick on this one?
Give me Tampa. Baker's playing MVP football. I mean, shout out to the Niners for doing what they're doing with what they got, but I just think the Buccaneers are clicking, might be getting some people back.
Yeah. All right, and Jeremy, who's your pick on this one?
Definitely Tampa Bay. Like Tato said, MVP quarterback, like right now, offensive rookie of the year in Ibuka. Is that how you say it? Like that kid is nuts. So like this team's the most fun team to watch besides the Colts, I think. So yeah, I think they win pretty easy.
What I need to do is get the clip of Rob Gronkowski trying to say his name and just put it up on the screen like every time we talk about the Buccaneers, because that's hysterical. If you haven't watched that, you need to watch that scene. It's hysterical. But Emeka Egbuka probably not going to be the offensive rookie of the year, because he's just going to be like the offensive player of the year. That is how good he's been playing right now.
Yeah.
I don't know who's on that 49ers defense anymore. I don't know the name of their tight end. And what I will say, too, is the fact that they're able to be a competent team with Mac Jones at quarterback should tell you everything you need to know about Kyle Shanahan and everything you need to know on why paying Brock Purdy all those millions of dollars was probably the worst decision John Lynch has ever made in his career as GM. He was drafted last for a reason, but I am going to go with the Buccaneers as well. Next, we have the Bengals traveling to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Packers are 14.5-point favorites, and breaking news, starting for the Bengals will not be Jake Browning. It will not be Joe Burrow. In a weird turn of events, while landing from a trip to London, where the man did absolutely nothing, Joe Flacco is being traded to the Cincinnati Bengals just to be named the starter the very next day. Dude hasn't even made it to the facility yet, let alone look at a playbook. And when their head coach, when Zachary Taylor was interviewed about it, he was like, "Well, I mean, he's already played Green Bay once. He's beaten them, and he's already studied on how to beat this team. So that's one big check right off the list." Jeremy, who is your pick on this one?
It kind of honestly, it was weird when Flacco went to the Browns, and it does hurt me to see him put on a Bengals jersey. It feels dirty, but at this point, like the fact that he just wants to stick around is fine. I mean, I'm going to take Flacco magic, and let's say they pull it out. Like he's not going to run. Like their offensive line is so bad, he'll get 20 intentional grounding penalties before he takes like a big hit. Like it doesn't matter. So I'm curious to see what happens when he can actually have a couple receivers that might want the ball if they can get open. We'll see.
Yeah, I saw a picture where Joe Flacco playing for the Bengals is just elder abuse. Playing behind that offensive line.
He flew coach from Cincinnati or from Cleveland to Cincinnati to go down there. Like they didn't even, nobody can put him on a plane. He just flew fucking coach commercial because he's Joe Flacco and he didn't want to lose his miles. Like he's fucking insane. I can't wait.
But I can just imagine the stat that pulls up Joe Flacco being the first quarterback in NFL history to beat a team twice in one season when not being in their division. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, but I can just imagine that stat popping up. No, I think the Packers, crazy stat of the day, the Packers have not won in over a month, basically. So they've been they had that week of rest, a week to stew on the idiocy of the final drive of that game against the Cowboys. I think this is going to be a very angry Packers team, and they're going to do Sunday what they tried to do a couple weeks ago, and that is rip the head off of Joe Flacco. Tato, who's your pick on this?
All right, I'm going to take the Packers here because it's the responsible adult thing to do. But I want to be wrong so much more than I have, ever have in life. I really hope I really hope I'm incorrect here. I hope Flacco does it. I just that would be so magical. But yeah,
He's gonna have 85 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. Just 3 passes. They all are touchdowns. He'll have more sacks than actual passing yards. Now we have the Sunday night game. The Detroit Lions are traveling to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Chiefs are 2.5-point favorites. I think I'm going first on this one. I always lose track of the order, so I'm just going to say I'm going first. The Chiefs, we started to see them kind of come back to form after this horrible start to the season that they've had. Just to meet the best team in the NFL playing right now, the Detroit Lions, and I think the Lions eat the Chiefs alive. Aiden Hutchinson just goes to town on that line. Probably won't sack Patrick Mahomes multiple times, but will be in his face quite a bit, force some bad throws. I have the Lions 2-possession game getting the win here. Tato, who's your pick?
Yeah, not necessarily as bold, but we're biting kneecaps here.
All right, and Jeremy.
I mean, never count out Reed and Spagnuolo. They always have a plan. They're gonna have their guys prepped, but the Lions are really, really, really good. And they're really big. They're really fast, and they're just a good team, top to bottom. And everybody's healthy. Good luck, Kansas City. But I'm going to take the Lions.
We earlier we were talking about the timeline when Indiana's premier program is their football team. The Detroit Lions are good 2 years in a row.
Makes no sense.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a really dumb timeline for me in particular because it's the first time in my life neither the Vikings or the Packers have been super great, albeit the Vikings did have an excellent season last year.
Mm-hmm. All right, now we have Monday Night Football. We have 2 games. The first, we see the Buffalo Bills traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Bills are 4.5-point favorites. Jeremy, I'm going to go to you first on this one. Who is your pick here?
I want the Bills to lose because I'm tired of them, but they're not going to. They're going to win. Falcons are not very good. The Bills are pretty daggone good. Very consistent team.
I'll go next here. I was a little mixed on this one because, again, the Falcons are similar to the Panthers, where we've seen them play great, and we've also seen them put up 0 points against the Carolina Panthers. They're coming off of a week of rest, and I'm like, I don't know how well that pass rush is going to do. The Bills' defense is still hurt. Ed Oliver, I have no idea when he's coming back, although I've said he's coming back 3 straight weeks, and he's still on the injured report. Matt Milano is still on the injured report, so I have no idea if he's playing or not. And Michael Penix probably won't win much games, but he'll be a dog in a couple games. That being said, though, I still trust Josh Allen more than I trust Penix. So I'm going with the Bills as well. Tato, who's your pick here?
Yeah, I got the Bills here. They're a good football team. The Falcons are sometimes that.
Yeah, 3 times a year. All right. In our final game of the week, we have the Bears traveling to Washington to take on the Commanders. Commanders are 4.5-point favorites. Tato, we go to you. Who is your pick here?
Shit. All right, fuck it. Let's go Bears.
All right, Jeremy, who is your pick?
I'm really on the Rome Odunze like hype trade right now. Like that dude is showing up this year, and I think it's great. I'm liking the Bears. I'm gonna take the Bears. Like, straight up.
Definitely. This is definitely a revenge game for the Bears after that great Hail Mary last year, which caused the Bears to lose 8 games in a row. So are they able to turn?
I was going to say they're sold, but yeah.
Yeah. Are they going to be able to get revenge here? And I'm going to say no. I think the Commanders pull this one out. The Bears have shown that they start off pretty slow and then have a great second half to win. I think the Commanders are too good to allow that to happen, but also too good to have a team have a good enough second half, be able to pull it out. I think the Commanders pull it out. I think they're at 100% too, because I think Terry's supposed to come back from his injury. Jaden obviously playing last week, still has good weapons regardless of if Terry McLaurin's there or not. I think the Commanders pull this one out. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is our week 6 picks of the NFL season. Again, a very exciting week to be had this Thursday, Sunday, and Monday. And we will see y'all next Wednesday to figure out how we did this week. But please, in the comments, let me know one team that's definitely going to win their game. Who is your survival pick? If you want to try cool energy drinks, scan that QR code. Get 10% off your purchase at W.Energy, w.gg. If you like live streams and want to make one your own, try out StreamYard. There's a link in the description to get $25 off down there somewhere. Thank you so much for watching. Make smart choices or don't, because I do not care. I am not your dad, but I could be your pop.